Okay, I have a great idea right here. NASCAR, hope you're listening. And I've had this idea for a couple months now, actually since last year. How about we have one race at Richmond, since it's like the worst short track. We keep the two races at Martinsville, but then we have three races at Bristol. Why don't we do that? Because this track is a hell of a track. I mean, you can't disagree. This is a hell of a track, especially after today's race. Meaning, we have a lot to talk about, guys. I mean, we have a lot to talk about from today's race, or tonight's race from Bristol. Hey guys, NASCAR Mobile for Day back again, and welcome back to another episode of NRR. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the 2021 Bristol night race at Bristol, and man, it was a fun, eventful night. I did not watch the first stage of it because I was watching a movie and stuff. I was at the movie theaters, and also I saw the new Marvel movie. Go check it out. It is worth it to just go in theaters during COVID and stuff. It's a beautiful movie. You guys gotta go watch it. But anyway, back to NASCAR. This race was still great. I watched the ending. The ending of it was fantastic. The racing throughout was amazing and stuff. It was just a spectacular race. Definitely what you see in the title. This was the race of the year, hands down. No one can change my mind. This is why Bristol is the best track on the schedule, the best short track, and NASCAR is going to keep, or just going to stick with Bristol to the end of time. So, great racing today. But anyway, we have a lot to talk about. We're going to be looking at our top 10 finishers. We're going to be rating the race. After that, we're going to be talking about the biggest story of the race that happened towards the end of the race. And then we're also going to be looking at drivers who had a good and bad race. And finally, we're going to be looking at the playoff standings, and that will do it. So let's go ahead and dive on into this video, guys. Finishing in first was Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson able to get the job done at Bristol, gets his 6th win of the season and his first career win on a short track. And Kyle Larson has just been really perfect in the first round, getting 2nd at Darlington, 6th last week at Richmond, and gets the win here this week. Kyle Larson at first in stage 1, him and Hamlin were going at it, so that rivalry is definitely going to grow during the playoffs. And he did win stage 2, and then later in stage 2 he was able to come back and go against Harvick and Blaney. And then of course we had that issue with Elliott and Harvick, where Elliott held back Harvick so that Kyle Larson could get the win, and it worked. So Larson able to get the win in a very chaotic race, so congrats to him. And this should be a lot of momentum for Kyle Larson heading into the round of 12. Finishing second was Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick has also had a nice solid run through the round of 16, finishing 5th at Darlington, 8th last week at Richmond, and finished 2nd here tonight. But Harvick has been having a pretty up and down day. Well, actually, he's been having a nice solid day. Stage 3, that's where it's at, because early in stage 3, him and Brian Blaney were going at it for the lead until Kyle Larson came up to spoil the show. But then it was Elliott versus Harvick for a little bit, I believe, on the final restart, and then we saw Harvick get into Chase Elliott and stuff, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, we did see that Harvick lost it to Chase Elliott when Elliott was holding up Kevin Harvick, and Harvick finished 2nd, and him and Elliott had a few choice words after the race. And when I saw that, I was thinking, oh, this is Kevin Harvick's old roots, because I remember I was just thinking of him and Greg Biffle getting together back in the day and stuff, because Harvick, he is technically the oldest current Cup Series driver to this day right now. So it was a bit weird seeing him go against like a 25-year-old and stuff, but still Harvick, he still has it at 45 years old. So Harvick squared up against Chase Elliott. In fact, it was so funny that after both their interviews, Harvick and Elliott were still talking, but then Kevin Harvick was getting mad at, I believe Jordan Bianchich, who was recording it, for NASCAR Twitter, I believe, and Harvick was just getting very mad at him, telling him to stop recording, that they had to take the talk between the two inside Chase Elliott's hauler, and people were just thinking, man, they're probably throwing hands in there. So that was pretty funny how Kevin Harvick was getting mad at someone from NASCAR Twitter, but still, Harvick still looking for his first career win, or first win of the season, so definitely frustrating for that 14, but we'll see what they can do, because they're most likely going to get back at that 9 car, because this isn't the last you're going to see of Harvick and Elliott having a confrontation with each other. Finishing third was William Byron. Actually, William Byron had a really great night because this was actually his best finish since Michigan, where he finished runner-up to Ryan Blaney. Because ever since then, he's just had so many bad finishes. I mean, he got caught up in that one wreck in the Coke 400 at Daytona, and then he also got wrecked in the Southern 500, and then finished 19th at Richmond and stuff. But somehow, some way, he was able to get a nice solid third place finish that would take him in to the round of 12. Because I was starting to get a bit worried for William Byron, because we did not need a repeat of last season where he gets a win last season and gets a win this season to where he would be eliminated in the first round. We did not need that, but a good thing for William Byron that did not happen. So his best season to his career continues and stuff on a high note. But still, William Byron had a nice solid day. Nothing really to say about him. It's just he stayed out of trouble, and actually, for William Byron, he was just running well, and that was a night that he needed to advance, and it came just like that. So, and also you had some other playoff drivers had some issues, but still all worked out good for William Byron and the 24 team. Now let us see what they can do in the round of 12, because they have not been in the round of 12 since 2019. So let's see if they can make it better and hope to make it to the round of 8. Finishing in fourth was Ryan Blaney. 2 straight solid top 10 finishes for Blaney, finishing 10th last week at Richmond, now getting a nice solid 4th place finish here today. A nice solid day for the 12 team, especially at Bristol and stuff, because I was just very shocked how Blaney was leading at Bristol and just having a nice solid run, because we all know this is probably his worst track ever, because he's just been involved in a few accidents here, and he's just had so much bad luck here. But actually some pretty nice solid good luck for him, because I'm trying to think, is this actually Ryan Blaney's best finish at Bristol? I'm not 100% sure on that, but I feel like it might be. Actually, no, I checked. He actually matched his best finish at Bristol, because his best finish at Bristol came in the spring race in 2019, where it was Kyle Busch and Kurt Busch in that, finishing 1-2 in that race. But still, a nice solid run for Ryan Blaney, the 12 team, getting a nice solid 4th place finish. Once again, I was just shocked that they were able to have a nice solid run, especially leading some laps, because, like I said, worst track for him probably, but still a nice solid finish for Blaney and the 12 team, and let's see what they can do in the round of 12. Finishing in 5th and rounding up the top 5 was my boy, Alex Bowman. Very happy for Alex Bowman, the 48 team. I did not have a lot of confidence in my favorite driver coming into this race, because he's not really a short track guy, and he hasn't had the best finishes at Bristol in recent races, but he was able to come up with a nice, solid top 5 finish. Very proud of the 48 team, because they weren't really doing so well early in this race. They were running maybe top 15 and stuff, just trying to screech their way into the top 10, but still, he had a nice solid run, and then towards the end of the race he started to come out of nowhere and was starting to just fire all cylinders, knowing, hey, we got to get going. And they made some adjustments to that car for Alex Bowman to work for it properly. So great finish for Alex Bowman. And actually, I'm very proud of Greg Ives and stuff, actually make it a really nice call and stuff. He did a really nice, had a really nice day of crew chiefing, better than Darlington. I still can't get over that, but still, great job for Alex Bowman, the 48 team. All 400 cars make it on to the round of 12 after a lot of people thought both Bowman and Byron would be out in this first round, but still, nice solid finish for Alex Bowman, and I think this actually matches Bowman's best finish at Bristol, because I know Bowman's best finish at Bristol came in the spring 2018 race, I believe, where he finished 5th. So this actually might match his best finish at Bristol, but still, nice solid run for Alex Bowman and the 48 team. Finishing second was Brad Keselowski, and I don't know why this camera isn't focusing, but still, Brad Keselowski was another driver who I didn't expect to have a great day, like Alex Bowman, for example, because Bowman gets 5th today, his first top 5 since Atlanta, before the 2-week Olympic break and stuff. But Brad Keselowski had a nice, solid race indeed, because he gets 6th today. Of course, he had another top 10 at the Southern 500, another track where I didn't expect him to do so well. But still, nice solid run for Brad Keselowski and the 2 team, because they did very well in stage 2. So props up to that 2 team, knowing that they may be down, but they're not out of it. So let's see what the 2 team can do in the round of 12. Finishing 7th was Martrix Jr. Another driver had a nice solid run and a nice solid first round for Martrix Jr. Getting 4th at the Southern 500, winning at Richmond last week and getting a nice solid 7th place finish tonight. And also I just want to shout out for Martrix Jr. I love that the Sherry Strong car that he ran with the Bass Pro. So that was a nice solid touch for Martrix Jr. Bass Pro and just JGR to do and put together, because I believe they had that fundraiser. I think they would just walk a runway or something, or and they were just dressed in different outfits. I believe they had that last week, so that's a pretty nice touch for Martrix Jr. and Sherry Pollock. So I hope that car comes out as a diecast, because I want to buy it. I want to get it. And she also gave the command for this race, so that was also a very strong touch too. So nice addition indeed. But other than that, Trix, he didn't really do that much. Elliott took the lead from him early in this race, but Trix hasn't really done anything else. But he had a nice solid run, so that's all that matters. So nice solid day for Trix and the 19 team. Finishing in 8th was Eric Jones. Another solid run for Eric Jones, and actually he's the highest finishing non-playoff driver this week. The last 2 races it's been Ross Chastain, but now it's Eric Jones. So still Chevrolet, some Chevrolet drivers doing really well, but Eric Jones gets 8th. This is his best finish since the Indy Road Course race, where Jones finished 7th in that race. But still, Eric Jones had a nice solid run and stuff, because I know this is Eric Jones's best short track, because he's had some great runs here at Bristol in his history. Like, he almost beat Kyle Busch in his rookie season back in 2017, almost stopping Kyle Busch from making that Bristol sweep, that 1-2-3 sweep. And then he had a nice solid run here in 2019, but made a mistake that kind of cost him the win. But Eric Jones was just having a great run in RPM equipment. That shows you, or that just proves that Bristol is more of a driver's track than an equipment track. So props up and kudos to Eric Jones for getting a nice solid top 10 finish for Richard Petty Motorsports. Finishing in 9th was Denny Hamlin. A bit of a sad and recovery night for Denny Hamlin, who had a nice strong run in this race, but then had a bit of some stuff not go his way. But overall, he had a nice solid round 1, finishing, of course, he won the Southern 500. He finished runner-up to Truex last week at Richmond and gets a nice solid 9th place finish tonight at Bristol. So a nice solid round 1 for Denny Hamlin, because him and Larson, they were going at it early in this race, and Hamlin won the opening stage, so that was pretty good for him, just trying to get as many points as he can and stuff, so he doesn't have to do much in these rounds. Also, him and Larson were going at it in stage 3, and they both made contact, and then Hamlin hit the wall because the tire went down, and so that kind of ended his chances of winning the race. But he was able to rebound and get a 9th place finish, so kudos to him for rebounding after that issue, but definitely could have had the win, but could not get it. But still a nice solid run for Hamlin in the 11 team, and we'll see what they can do into the round of 12. Finishing and rounding up the top 10 was Matt DiBenedetto. Another solid night for Matty D, as he finishes 10th, his best finish since Michigan, where he finished 6th and stuff. So definitely a nice solid race for them and stuff. So a nice solid race for them. And also, apparently there have been rumors of him going to Colleague, and of course he did say on Twitter and confirmed about Popkers that those were not true, so that's something to know there for Matt DiBenedetto. But he has rumored a bit of a contract lineup, and some are saying he may be going to Spire. That is a possibility, but we'll have to see, because I feel like he'll still go to that 22 Xfinity car, but only time will tell in the future. We're only in September, we're not even into October yet, so still a lot of racing to go, a lot more news to be revealed, but still a nice solid run for Matty D and the 21 team. And now let's rate this race. I'm going to have to think long and hard about this one, because it's very tough to say, but, 100%, 10 out of 10. Best race of the year. Great racing overall. We have beating and banging, of course, the bump and run, all these signature moves that we've heard in NASCAR history. We've seen it tonight. Great racing, side-by-side action all day. I really wish I was at Bristol in person in today's race, because I bet it was a hell of a show. Just 10 out of 10, 100%. Let me know what you guys are giving in the comment section below, because I already know it's going to be 10 out of 10 or 100%, because there's no way that this race did not suck. If any of you guys said this race did not suck, then you don't like short tracks. And you also suck. But anyway, that's my rating at 10 out of 10 or 100%. Let me know what you guys are giving in the comment section below. Now to talk about the story of the race between these two drivers right here. I mean, these two. Wait, was actually clearing up? There we go. But anyway, still, here was the story of the race. So basically what was happening was towards the end of the race, we had a nice battle between Harvick and Elliott for the win of this race until push came to shove. Harvick slid up into Chase Elliott. It hit Chase Elliott into the wall. Elliott hit the wall, and a tire went down on the 9 car, and Chase Elliott was not happy about that. And I was thinking, man, Harvick shoved him into the wall and cut a tire down on the 9 car. I'd be mad, and I was right, because once Ellie came out of pit road, he found Kevin Harvick, and he made contact with him, trying to cut a tire down on Kevin Harvick. I was thinking, wow, yeah, I called it. And so once that happened, Ellie was just blocking Kevin Harvick, just trying to hope Kyle Larson would come over, pass him, and win the race, and that's exactly what happened and stuff. And then after that, post-race, Harvick and Elliott were on pit road, contact with each other. They did go on pit road and did talk to each other. They were putting their hands on one another. Harvick looked just as aggravated as Elliott, because of course Harvick was still looking for his first win of the season and just came up so close and short. And this is actually a reminder of like Denny Hamlin and Chase Briscoe at the Indy Road Course, where Hamlin, looking for his first win of the season, gets taken out by Chase Briscoe, knowing Chase Briscoe wasn't going to win the race. So that does suck for Kevin Harvick. But if I had to say whose side I was on, I'd be on Chase Elliott's side, because Harvick started it first when he did shove Chase Elliott up into the wall and cut a tire down on the 9 car. Okay, even if this was swapped, I would like if Harvick had his tire cut down from Chase Elliott, that started, I would have been on Harvick's side. But still, it happened. So of course I'm on Elliott's side for what Kevin Harvick did. So Harvick should be kind of mad that he doesn't have the win, but he can't be so mad at Elliott for what he did, because Elliott was just retaliating for what he did and stuff. And Elliott's just not going to get pushed around like that. That's not how he rolls. We've seen that with rivalries with like Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch. He's just not going to let that slide. So that just shows you a lot of competition in these playoffs. And don't worry, Harvick's not going to forget that. Harvick will get back at Chase Elliott, but that's only for something that Chase Elliott was doing in the right. So I'm on Chase Elliott's side. Let me know whose side you guys are on in the comment section below, because we could already tell in those interviews, when Harvick was getting an interview, he was getting booed from the crowd, and when Elliott was getting an interview, he was getting cheered. Oh man, all 3 Bristol races were great. Trucks, Xfinity Cup, oh man, Bristol was great. Great weekend. So, I don't have any drivers technically that had a good race, but Bubba Wallace, I'll say he had a neutral race, because I believe Bubba Wallace finished in the 19th position, I think, but he didn't really have that much of a good race. Actually, no way. Bubba Wallace finished 16th. So I'll say Bubba Wallace had a neutral race, because he was running pretty well. He was actually running in the top 10 early in this race, but then kind of fell back and stuff, and he had that damage from Daniel Suarez and stuff. Not completely his fault, but still, he had a nice solid run. So I'll say he had a pretty neutral race, still kind of good. So I'll say Bubba Wallace had a neutral race, a very even one, had some good parts and it had some bad parts. And also, guys, if you notice that this camera's kind of like not having the best like focusing mode, this is a new camera, so I'm just trying to adjust and stuff and get used to it. So yeah, new camera and stuff. But yeah, Bubba Wallace, also say he had a neutral day. Now let's look at the drivers who had a bad day, because we have a ton. Now to look at drivers who had a bad race, starting off with Kyle Busch. We all know with Kyle Busch, he had a tire issue late in the race. He lost a lot of spots, and he was almost eliminated after this race, which would have been a big shocker for him. Michael McDowell, of course, just not really a great race and stuff, got eliminated and stuff. You know how it is for Front Row Motorsports, but still feel bad for Michael McDowell. Chase Elliott, of course, that cut down from Kevin Harvick. Very unfortunate for Elliott having to deal with that. Did not deserve that to happen. He had this race won. Cole Custer, he was involved in that wreck. I think he was the one that clipped Ryan Newman, because I thought Newman just had a tire go down, but no, I think it was Cole Custer that clipped him into the wall and stuff. But yeah, Cole Custer was involved in the wreck. Tyler Reddick, of course, he was eliminated. He was so close of making it on to the next round. And same thing with Eric Almirola. It's just Priest was putting up a hell of a fight against Almirola, and that was entertaining to watch, because Almirola was trying to catch Bubba Wallace, but Priest was hot on his ass. But still, those are some of the drivers who I thought had a bad race. Let's look at some others. And now to the final set of drivers who I thought had a bad race. Christopher Bell, late in the race, had an issue. I think he hit the wall, had a tire go down, and then his crew was a bit screwing up and stuff, because Bell was running very well, but then had that unfortunate issue and gets a 29th place finish, where he obviously deserved better than that. And so that really sucks for them. Could have had a lot more points than they have right now. Ryan Newman, like I said, was involved in that wreck. Very unfortunate, and he finished dead last, so sucks for Ryan Newman. BJ McLeod, why am I mentioning him? This was actually his worst finish of the season. Before today, his worst finish was 36. Today, 37. So that sucks for BJ McLeod and Live Fast Motorsports. And that was a very hard lick for them and Anthony Alfredo. And on now to Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I thought he would do better, but he finished 20th, and he was running pretty solid today. He was running in 10th. He definitely had a top 15 car, but 20th, I feel like that they did not deserve that. So I would say Stenhouse is more on the neutral side than bad, but I'll just put him here. It doesn't matter. At least I'm mentioning his name. Daniel Suarez, of course, he was also involved in that one wreck, and he was running in that beautiful Coca-Cola car. And it's also funny, what if Harvick would have won? If Harvick would have won and stuff and would have done donuts in that Subway car, and Suarez had a bad race and stuff, oh man, Subway would have been trolling so hard, because they already did on Twitter when they talked about doing donuts, you know, with Kevin Harvick's paint scheme. That was a bit of a troll right there. And finally, Kurt Busch, of course, he was eliminated. Kurt Busch just had a terrible race. I thought Kurt Busch would have a great race, or actually a nice, solid, good one, but he just had a terrible race, and Kurt Busch was eliminated in this one. And that's unfortunate, because last year, I thought Kurt Busch, actually no, last year Kurt Busch was not as good as this year. Kurt Busch last year, I thought he would be eliminated in the first round. I bet a lot of fans thought that too. But this year, I expected him to do better than the first round. He gets eliminated in the first round. I mean, you're switching it up, Kurt. Come on. But yeah, it really sucks for Kurt. So ending the playoff hopes for Chip Ganassi Racing right there. So all that's left is to get a win in these last few races before it's time to shut down. But still, just a heartbreaking moment for Kurt Busch and the one team, because they are 6-time winners here at this racetrack. I don't know what that was, but anyway, yeah, those were the drivers who I thought had a bad race. And now here are the playoff standings after Bristol. Heading into the round of 12, you have Larson in first, Truex second, Blaney third, Hamlin fourth, Busch fifth, Elliott sixth, Bowman 7th, Byron 8th, then you have the cut line, Logano 9th, Keselowski 10th, Bell 11th, and Harvick at the bottom of the barrel in 12th below the cut line. So those are your playoff standings after Bristol and heading in to Las Vegas next Sunday. And that's gonna do it. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. We have a lot of videos to film. We're gonna be filming 3 straight days: Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we will be having my gaming video for NASCAR Gaming 48 up on Monday. We will still be doing that, and after that, we're probably gonna film until like next Monday. So we're gonna be taking a week off from the gaming channel, because on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we're gonna be having 3 straight videos on NASCAR Mobile 48. On Wednesday we will be having our truck series round of 10, or actually round of 8 playoff predictions. We'll have that continued. Then on Thursday we'll have our Xfinity series predictions, because the Xfinity series playoffs are about to start, or actually they've already started. And then finally on Friday we'll have our Cup series predictions for the round of 12 and stuff, heading into the round of 8. So 3 straight prediction videos Wednesday through Friday. So once again, NASCAR Gaming 48 video on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all NASCAR Mobile 48 predictions. And then of course we'll have the review for Las Vegas and stuff, and we'll have everything else. But yeah, that's gonna do it. What a great weekend of racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in trucks, Xfinity, and Cup. I had a blast watching it all on TV, and I bet it was just as fun as it was in person than it was at home. But still, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. This is NASCAR Mobile 48. Peace out.